Hey, what's up, guys? I wanted to come in for a minute and talk about something that really concerned me that I did not enjoy watching. I saw Jim Jones, the rapper, on a radio show on Sway in the Morning. He was basically talking about D1. D1 apparently challenged Jim Jones and Rick Ross about the content of their music and whether or not we're encouraging our children to destroy their lives by getting involved in drugs, getting involved in murder, criminality, getting involved in irresponsible behavior. So, in response to what D1 said to Jim, Jim basically issued what appeared to be a threat. It sounded like a threat, where he made reference to, I can't control if my cousin comes up and smacks the dreads out of your head and stuff like that. And it concerns me. I don't like it. I think that this is something that people should kind of pay attention to because this is what we allowed to be created in our community. We allowed this kind of immaturity to exist in our community, and I just personally think that it really tells you everything you need to know about hip hop and where hip hop has gotten, and where older guys, the old guys, have kind of taken it. And I'm not a fan of any of it. And so anyway, I talked to D recently. You guys know I'm a big fan of D. D is my friend. We talked this morning, and I expressed my concern about what's going on with this situation. And then also, I wanted to make sure that this remains about the issue. This remains about the issue. The issue is that we got to stop killing our kids. We got to stop celebrating the killing of our kids. We have to stop letting the puppet masters, you guys know I'm a finance guy, the puppet masters, the people who write the checks in this industry. I'm talking about the record labels. I'm talking about the billionaire executives. I'm talking about the Leor Cohen types. Stop letting them dump trash and toxic waste onto our community. That's what this is about, and so when D and I talked, I gave him my 2 cents. I said, I think this should remain about the issue. This ain't about black men beefing, on the internet or beefing on radio shows. And I know that there's a lot of people that will get caught up in the drama of it and the gossip of it. I personally want everybody to be safe. I want everything to be okay. I don't want this to get stupid. I don't doubt, remember, you're talking to a guy who I saw Tupac get murdered. I saw all that. I saw that era. I've seen, and you've seen how many rappers have been hurt in the last few years. Lots of rappers get killed. That's a very dangerous, hazardous profession. And the thing about it is, what this comes down to, in my view, is bruised egos. I saw Rick Ross's video, and he really didn't address the issue. And this is a deflection. This is what people do when they know that they're wrong. He didn't address the issue. It was more about, how dare you question me? How dare you question the boss? Or, and Jim Jones, how dare you say my name? You shouldn't be saying my name. Why is this about your name? And this is what I'm talking about. Like, when I say that hip hop creates a lot of 45, 50-year-old teenagers. It creates 50-year-old teenagers because at the end of the day, you have a community that's being affected by your message. You have a community that's being affected by your actions and your words. And I know that people want to act like it's just music. Music doesn't matter. No, that's not true. That is not true. Adolf Hitler understood that if he could share a message about Jewish people that would lead to their extermination or make people think that they were animals, then he was able to pull off his feet by doing that. And same thing now. Now you see what's happening in Palestine. Now they're trying to control messages around what's going on in Palestine, right? So my point is to say that I hope everybody will not just pay attention to the issue. I think that D deserves support in what he's doing, but even bigger than supporting D1 himself, it's about the issue. It's about the fact that we have to deal with the puppet masters, understand that what this industry is doing to our people. Jewish people would not let this kind of music about their people be put on the airwaves. Give me a yes or no if you know what I'm talking about. Let me know if you agree with that statement. I don't think the Jewish community would allow music, this bitch hole, gangster, thug, kill, dope dealer, thug, this all this crap, all this stuff that is not reflective of who we are. This ain't who we are. The black man ain't just a thug. The black man ain't just a gangster. The black man ain't just a dope dealer. The black man ain't just a hoodlum. The black man ain't supposed to be ignorant. The black man ain't supposed to be broke and screwing up his life. The black man's not supposed to be in prison. How the hell did they get you to be proud to be in prison? And seriously, Meek Mill, think about this. Meek Mill, on one hand, he's schizophrenic. I mean, honestly, this is a double personality, because on one hand, you say that you're all for prison reform, but on the other hand, you try to put people in prison. You trying to fill up the prison. So I don't understand that. I don't understand that. And one sign of grown manism is accountability. It's when somebody can point out your hypocrisy and you respond like a man. You respond by saying, let me reflect on that. Maybe that is not consistent. Maybe now that I'm 40, I should be speaking differently than I did when I was 12. A lot of rappers that get to the age of 40 and still talking like they 12, they sound like children. They literally sound like little dumbass kids. And you don't want your community run by a bunch of dumbass kids. If you want to know why black poverty rates are so high, it's because your community is run by a bunch of dumbass kids. If you want to know why our kids stay ignorant and going to prison and getting killed, it's because your community is being run by a bunch of dumbass kids. Now, I'm not making fun of these people, because white supremacy creates that. They put money in your pocket and they don't pay you money. I have a PhD. I don't get paid by white folks to be smart. White people don't incentivize my education. They don't want people like me to exist. But if I was an ignorant Negro who stood on stage holding his nuts, calling himself a nigga, talking crazy about black women, talking about how I want to destroy my life and how high I got today, they'll give me millions to do that. This is a financial conversation. I'm a finance guy. I understand how money works. Money is power. Give me a yes if you understand. Money is power. So money is the motive. Money is what drives all of this nonsense. If you take the money out of hip hop, ain't no hip hop. If you take the money out of the gangster rap, there is no gangster rap. It's all about the damn money. So some of y'all Negroes have sold out completely. I'm not making fun of the Jim Jones, Meek Mills, and Rick Rosses of the world. Those guys are victims. Those guys are puppets. I'm talking about the puppet master. I'm talking about the people who run these record labels. I'm talking about the people who are writing these $1 million, 50, 10, 20, $30 million checks to promote a message to your people, a message about your people that they're not going to promote about anybody else. They can't do this to white women and get away with it. They can't do this to gay people and get away with it. They can't do this to Jewish people and get away with it. But they can do it to black people and everybody loves it. Everybody says, "Ooh, boy, that was great, boy. Do that again, boy." I'm tired of it. So if you want my 2 cents, I mean, I've always stood by D1. I mean, last year at the All Black National Convention, we named him our Entertainer of the Year because I don't wait for the world to tell me what greatness looks like. I don't wait for the world to tell me who should be the leaders and who shouldn't be. I don't need all that, right? So even before D, really was out here, we've been talking about D on this channel for years, a decade now. So same thing with Akila Nihonda. Akila Nihonda is the next one. Akila Nihonda is what hip hop needs for women. You don't need more Cardi B's. You don't need more Suki Hanas. Lord knows you don't need no more Sexy Reds. It's a race to the damn bottom. You need women that are going to race to the top. You don't need low vibrational music. You need high vibrational music. Lord Jesus, you're already black. You're already dealing with racism. You're already dealing with enough problems and trauma for a lifetime. Why in the hell do you want to make it worse by celebrating the trauma? Why would you even have a whole genre called trap music where we're not reflecting on how bad the trap was and how we got out of the trap and how we're now focused on education? No, it's glorifying the trap. It's making people want to run to the trap. It's making people want to go back in. Like, I done get out the trap. Now I'm going to go back in the trap. Like, you're worse than those damn slaves that wanted to go back to the plantation after slavery was over. They done let you go. They done opened up the gates. They told you go north, and you came back begging massa to come back to your old cabin because you're so comfortable being a goddamn slave. That's what we're dealing with. We are dealing with, as a community, a group of professional slaves. That's what that is. That's all I got to say, guys. I got to go have breakfast with my wife. I just wanted to address this and express my support. Y'all know where I stand on this. I mean, we've been talking about this hip hop thing for a while, and I'm extremely excited that people are listening to D because he can rap about it. I can't rap. I can just, I'm just a professor. I said, man, keep rapping. And if you go check out his music, he's got a great catalog of extraordinary music that everybody should go look at. He's one of the, I've always said he's one of the best rappers out here. Every time he's on a verse with with other great artists, he always kills it. I've been on the phone. You're talking to a guy who sat on the phone with 10 hours with Kanye West last year. I sat on the phone with Kanye for 10 hours, and Kanye is extremely talented, but I was not impressed with the conversation. Kanye is a brilliant guy, but there was nothing in that conversation that made me think that this guy could do anything really significantly good for black people. I was on the phone with Kanye for many, many hours, and I walked away from my wife saying, I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. And I talked to another guy who who does a lot of stuff like this. And when I told him Kanye called me, he said, don't even waste your time. But let me say, I've also sat on the phone with D1 for many, many hours. And when I tell you, he's your guy, he got you. He ain't scared. God has his back. He's literally a vessel for a higher power. And I love that. Because strength recognizes strength. Commitment knows commitment. Game understands game. And he's playing the game above the rim. He's playing the game above the rim. Kanye's playing the ego game, right? Let me go become a Kardashian and put on big red boots and embarrass myself, whatever. D1 is playing God's game. And that's high vibration. That's good stuff. That's why he became my friend. That's why we are so cool. That's why I respect this guy so much. D1 is on the level that I want to see black people on, man. Not everybody's going to go there. Not everybody's going to get it. Some people want to be bottom dwellers. I get it. Some people want to sink to the bottom of the stratosphere. Some people want to be underneath the earth. I don't want that for you. I want you to win. Give me a yes if you understand, if you agree with me. I want your kids to be happy. I want your kids to be successful. I want your kids winning, not losing. I want your kids living, not dying. Is there something wrong with that? Why is it so weird when somebody comes along and says, instead of having black kids be unhealthy and sick and on dope and going to prison, I want black kids prospering. I want them winning. I want them building families. I want them creating happy memories for their sons and daughters. I want them eating the best food, living in the best houses, and living the best life. I want them waking up smiling in the morning instead of being buried under 85,000 pounds of trauma every single day. I want them to feel like being black is the best thing in the world. I want them to be happy. That's it. I just want them to be happy. I don't want them sick and dying and losing all the time. I don't want them broken, struggling. I want them to be wealthy. What is wrong with that? Why is that some sort of radical, oh, you're dangerous? Think about this. I mean, I've been saying this type of thing for many years, and my Instagram page gets taken down. Why? Because that's what they want. They want you dead. They will, if I was a rapper promoting drug addiction and death in prison, I'd have 10 million followers and I'd still be on Instagram. But I had 500,000 followers and they just wiped off my page. I have another page, by the way, so don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. This ain't about me. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Dr. Boyce Finance. So you can follow me on Instagram, Dr. Boyce Finance. Feel free to do that. But do not worry. I have millions of followers on other platforms. I was built for this. I was ready for this. I have literally 3 million on Facebook. I have over 1 million on YouTube. I have hundreds of thousands in other ways. I don't even talk about it publicly because I don't want my adversaries to know where they can come get me, because I do believe it's a CIA operation. I believe that hip hop music became CIA death music. I think that the CIA saw the influence that hip hop could have on black people, and they used that music to turn the gun against you and to get you to put the gun in your mother's face. They got you to use the most powerful form of influence in music history to destroy yourself. That's what they did. I believe that's what they did. So there are higher powers at play that are destroying the community. Fortunately, because of the existence of guys like D1, there are even higher powers at play that want you to win. Because I do believe that black people are God's people. I do believe that we are the chosen ones. I do believe that we are meant for a higher purpose. I do believe that we're meant to go to a higher level. I believe that we are meant to succeed. I believe that our children are meant to grow. I believe that our community is meant to prosper. I know these things. So D's operating above the rim. That's what I'm saying to you. Again, I sat on the phone for 10 hours with Kanye. I felt nothing. I sat on the phone with D1. Every time I talk to him, we're elevating each other. When I'm on the phone with Akil and Honda, I say, this is what I'm talking about. This is the kind of mother I'd want. This is the kind of daughter I'd want. This is the kind of sister I'd want. This is the kind of woman that can add value. If I was picking, when I picked my wife, this is the kind of wife I wanted, right? These are the types of people that should be running our community, not this ridiculous nonsense that's going on with the women. So what I'm saying to you is that people like that are the ones that I think we should support in the industry. Another guy, I sat on the phone for hours with an immortal technique. Lord Jesus, this man can rap his ass off, and he is deep, brilliant, unbothered, unafraid, committed, and focused. I love talking to Immortal Technique. We had 2 conversations for 2 hours each. I said, this is worth my time. So there are artists out here, and there's others I can name. Killer Mike is a friend of mine. Every time I like what Killer Mike does. I just really think we got to be conscious about this, man, because if we don't, they're going to eat you up. They're going to destroy your whole community. They're going to own you. They're going to, and you're going to wake up every day, and every day you're going to feel like black people are losing, black people are suffering, kids ain't being educated, and we have to use every weapon at our disposal to fight for ourselves. So D1 is a fighter, man, and I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. I encouraged them today when we were talking to continue the fight, but to make it about the issue, not about Rick Ross, Jim Jones, or Meek Mill. These guys they're just butthurt. They got big egos. They're feeling like offended that you have the audacity to talk to them. I said, look, give them, you ain't got to be disrespectful to these brothers because they're already feeling a little bit shook. They're already admitting that they're shook. So now take that power and go and make it about that issue. What's the issue here? That's my 2 cents on it. So anyway, guys, I got to go. I'm going to go eat breakfast with my wife. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. You guys know my PhD's in finance. I love to introduce black people to investing. Don't be afraid of the stock market. My PhD, I wrote my dissertation on it. I can explain it to you. And you can get free stuff. Just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996. Or you can also go to my website, boycewatkins.com. And my new book is called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. It's available at drboycebooks.com, but also on Amazon and Audible if you want to get it there. All right, so have a good day, everybody. God bless you. Thank you so much for listening. Love you. Have a wonderful Saturday. I was going to say have a great Sunday, but it's actually Saturday. So I'll see you guys later. Take care now. Peace.